Chosen one, listen, this is not a random moment scrolling by. Heaven has arranged this encounter so that you could hear what has been written about you long before you arrived here. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are chosen, hand-picked by divine will and shaped by unseen hands. Every disappointment, every closed door, every night of silence has been heaven's construction zone, building you for a miracle that cannot be stopped. You have walked through shadows that tried to convince you to quit, yet something deep inside you refused to die. That inner fire, that quiet persistence, was not pride, it was purpose. The reason life has felt heavy is because you carry weight from another realm. Ordinary souls cannot understand the tension of being called, the loneliness of being set apart, the ache of divine delay. You were never meant to blend in, and the discomfort you feel is the signal that heaven is repositioning you for revelation. Chosen one, God has been training you in silence. While you thought nothing was happening, heaven was drafting new alignments in your favor. People may have walked away, but that was part of the pruning. You had to lose certain voices to hear God's whisper clearly. You had to be misunderstood so that obedience could become your only language. What you called rejection was simply protection. God shielding your spirit from contamination before your season of unveiling. The pain you've endured is not wasted. Every tear you've cried has watered the soil of your destiny. The things that broke you have been reforging your faith into something unshakable. You are not behind. You are being hidden until the perfect alignment of heaven's calendar. What looks like delay is divine synchronization. What feels like loss is strategic exchange. God taking what's unstable so He can give you what's eternal. Even now, something is shifting. The unseen realm is stirring. Your name is being spoken in places you have not yet entered. The winds that once resisted you are now carrying you. The very mountain that intimidated you is about to become your platform. The presence of opposition is proof of your relevance to heaven's plan. That's why the attacks have been personal, because the assignment is powerful. You must understand this: the miracle ahead of you is not dependent on human approval. It is authored by God, and therefore unstoppable. No hand can cancel it, no voice can silence it, and no force of darkness can delay it. The waiting has not been punishment, it has been preparation. Heaven does not waste pain, it converts it into power. You may feel unqualified, but you are chosen precisely because of your humility. The mantle you carry was not earned, it was entrusted. You were chosen to represent heaven's resilience in a world that bows to pressure. You are stepping into a chapter where grace will outrun what tried to break you. This is your divine repositioning, as was spoken in the sacred texts of old. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." These are not poetic words, they are prophetic instruction. Heaven is commanding you to rise. You cannot stay in the shadows any longer. The light you carry is needed now more than ever. The time of hiding is over. The time of shining has begun. So lift your head, chosen one. Stand tall in your anointing. Speak life where there has been silence. Believe again where there has been fear. God is positioning you, not for recognition, but for revelation. You will carry the evidence that heaven keeps its promises. You are stepping into a miracle that cannot be stopped because it was never about your strength, but about His faithfulness. Every battle you've survived has been shaping your crown. The crushing you endured was never meant to destroy you. It was heaven's way of extracting pure oil from your spirit. You are being trusted with weighty glory because you proved faithful when no one was watching. This new season demands a new posture of faith. You can no longer shrink to fit where you've outgrown. Heaven is calling you to stand in authority, to declare what you once only hoped for. The anointing upon you is expanding, and your obedience will open gates no man can shut. Prepare yourself, for sudden change is near. God is accelerating divine appointments, aligning opportunities that carry eternal significance. The same hands that carried you through the storm are now lifting you into visibility. This is the unveiling of your purpose glory revealed through one who refused to quit. Now, as a prophetic act, type 777 in the comments to declare I am ready for my divine positioning. Then like, share, and subscribe so that others who are walking through their hidden season can find the same light you have found today. Chosen one, you are stepping into a revelation that few understand: the sacred art of waiting. The world despises delay, but heaven works through it. Every silent season has been more productive than you realize. What looked like pause was actually preparation. What felt like stillness was God building foundations strong enough to hold your promise. He has been shaping your patience into power, your waiting into wisdom. You have been trained in silence for a miracle that cannot be stopped. In the quiet corners of your life, where no applause was heard and no validation came, God was closest. When you felt abandoned, heaven was investing. You thought nothing was happening, but heaven was writing, weaving, aligning. The silence of God is not the absence of God. It is the sound of divine strategy at work. While others rushed ahead, chasing temporary crowns, you were being refined for eternal purpose. Your stillness has been your strength, even when you didn't see it. Chosen one, understand this: what you call delay, God calls development. He hides his best soldiers in obscurity until the right moment of unveiling. There are doors that must be opened only when your character is strong enough to hold the weight of your calling. Many see the promise, but few survive the process. You are one of the few. You stayed when others walked away. You believed when evidence disappeared. That endurance has become your anointing. Every lonely night was a classroom of heaven. You learned faith not from comfort, but from conflict. You learned trust not from ease, but from uncertainty. These hidden seasons were sacred tests, training you to stand when everything else falls apart. You were never being punished. You were being purified. And though the silence felt endless, heaven has been moving pieces into perfect position for your unveiling. The world cannot see the beauty of a seed buried underground, but heaven celebrates it. That's what you've been: a divine seed, buried deep, surrounded by darkness, yet filled with life. Every prayer whispered in the dark has watered the soil of your destiny. Every sigh, every question, every tear, they were not wasted. God was nurturing something eternal beneath the surface. When the appointed time comes, that hidden life will break through the surface with unstoppable force. Chosen one, this is why you couldn't rush it. The process was never meant to punish, it was designed to prepare. Had you been elevated too soon, the weight would have crushed you. But now you have roots that reach deep enough to hold the coming glory. The silence has anchored you. The solitude has fortified you. You are no longer shaken by delay because you've learned that delay does not mean denial. It means divine timing. The Spirit whispers, even now I have not forgotten you. I was building you. You may not have realized it, but every waiting season has strengthened your discernment. You can now recognize false openings, counterfeits, and distractions. You no longer move from emotion, you move from revelation. The patience that once frustrated you has now become your shield. It protects you from premature decisions and wrong alignments. Think back to every time you almost gave up, yet something inside urged you to keep going. That was heaven's hand holding you. Every time you felt like you lost everything, you actually gained what mattered most: faith. You discovered that even when prayers seemed unanswered, God was answering in ways you could not yet see. You learned to stop chasing outcomes and start trusting orchestration. Chosen one. Hear this truth: when God is silent, He is never still. The stillness of your circumstances is not a sign of inactivity, it's a sign of intention. Heaven moves best when you stop striving. The unseen realm is already aligning everything for your good. Just because you don't see progress doesn't mean it isn't happening. Sometimes God hides growth beneath the surface until it's strong enough to withstand the storm. Now the moment draws near when silence will break into sound, when the hidden preparation will meet public purpose. The tables are turning in your favor. The season that once humbled you will soon honor you. The same ground that buried you will bring forth fruit that cannot be denied. But remember this: what is about to bloom is not a reward for impatience, but for endurance. You are about to see why the wait was worth it, as we are reminded through the writings of David in the book of Psalms. Chapter 37, verse 7. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. These words are not ancient poetry, they are prophetic truth. Stillness is not weakness, it is surrender. Waiting is not wasting, it is warfare in disguise. Every second of patience has been positioning you for a miracle that cannot be interrupted or delayed by any human hand. So breathe deeply, chosen one. Let your spirit rest in assurance. Heaven is not late, it is precise. You are standing on the edge of divine timing. Every seed planted in tears is about to rise in testimony. Do not look back, and do not doubt again. The silence is almost over, and the unveiling is near. The promise is alive, and heaven's clock is striking your hour. Chosen one. The weight you feel is not a curse, it is confirmation. The heaviness that rests upon your shoulders is proof that heaven has entrusted you with something sacred. You carry what others cannot, not because you are stronger, but because you are chosen. Being chosen has never been about comfort, it has always been about calling. Every time life has pressed you, heaven has been shaping your endurance into evidence. You have walked through seasons of misunderstanding, where people questioned your worth because they could not see your process. But what they called too much was exactly what heaven required. To carry divine fire is to walk a lonely road. Many are called, but few are willing to be crushed for the oil. Every unseen tear, every night you cried without an answer, was heaven's refining. You were not being rejected, you were being reserved. There is a reason your journey has felt heavier than others. The greater the mantle, the deeper the molding. God does not anoint the untested. You were never meant to live an average life, so your battles were never average. The rejection you faced trained your spirit to recognize real acceptance from God, not from man. The betrayal you endured taught you that not everyone can walk with a carrier of destiny. The silence you survived taught you to hear the whispers of heaven. Chosen one, you were marked before the foundation of the world. The weight you feel is divine evidence that you are in transition from preparation to purpose. When others see pressure, heaven sees birthing. The contractions of your circumstances are not killing you. They are pushing you into manifestation. What you thought was breaking you was actually making you. Heaven allowed the crushing not to destroy you, but to draw out the glory that could only come through surrender. You must understand being chosen comes with cost. You cannot be crowned without being crushed. You cannot carry glory without first walking through fire. But here is the mystery: the very fire that tried to consume you is the same fire that purified you. You were not left behind, you were set apart. Heaven hid you from premature exposure because the world wasn't ready for the weight of your anointing. This is why it felt like no one understood you. People saw your outer strength, but they never saw the inner battles. They applauded your resilience, yet overlooked your wounds. But God saw it all. He counted every tear, and He turned each one into oil. You have been refined, not ruined. Heaven has been using pressure as preparation, not punishment. The very trials that others thought would silence you are the reasons your voice now carries authority. Do not resent the weight. Learn to recognize it. You have been entrusted with something eternal. The calling on your life carries the fragrance of heaven and the weight of destiny. You were never meant to fit comfortably into shallow spaces. The anointing upon you demands isolation, not as punishment, but as preservation. God separates before He sends. The loneliness was a sign that your circle could not carry your calling. Chosen one, lift your head. The pressure is proof that you are close. The darkness that tried to drown you was actually concealing your transformation. Every season of breaking has been divine strategy. You are not being crushed aimlessly, you are being shaped precisely. When the moment of unveiling arrives, those who once pitied you will witness glory flow from your story. As the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. These are not mere words of comfort, they are revelation. What you're facing right now cannot compare to what's being prepared. The pressure of the present is producing the power of the promise. Your tears are not wasted. They are heavenly investments that will yield glory beyond measure. Every weight you've carried will soon translate into testimony. So do not despise this season of heaviness. God is positioning you for impact. You are carrying something that will change atmospheres, heal hearts, and shatter darkness. You will soon understand why it had to be you, why the path was narrow, why the cost was high. The miracle ahead is not random, it's the reward for your endurance. Now, as you let this word sink deep into your spirit, declare your agreement in the comments below with the words, "I will rise." Say it as a prophetic declaration, not just of hope, but of decision. Because rising is no longer optional, it is inevitable. Heaven has already written your victory. All you must do is align your faith with it. When you type those words, you are not just engaging with a message, you are stepping into your destiny. Chosen one, the breaking is not punishment, it is prophecy. You have been walking through a season that felt like destruction, but in truth, it has been divine construction. God has been dismantling everything that was too small for your next season. You prayed for breakthrough, and heaven answered with breaking, because before the promise can manifest, the vessel must be remade. Every time you said, "Lord, I surrender," you were giving heaven permission to rebuild your foundation. This breaking is holy. It hurts because it matters. God cannot bless who you pretend to be, He must touch the real you, the one hidden beneath layers of performance and self-protection. That's why the breaking has been so personal. He reached into the deepest parts of you, the ones even you didn't want to see, and began His refining work. He shattered illusions, removed false securities, and tore away everything that kept you from total dependence on Him. It was never cruelty, it was cleansing. Chosen one, you are not losing, you are being liberated. You were holding on to what you thought was necessary, but God saw how it limited you. Sometimes He allows something to break, not to hurt you, but to reveal how strong you truly are in Him. The breaking exposed your weakness, but it also revealed His strength. It stripped you of control, yet covered you in grace, what you called loss. Heaven calls preparation. Look closer, the pieces of your brokenness are not scattered in vain. God is the master artisan, and He never wastes fragments. He gathers the shards of your pain and fashions them into a mosaic of purpose. The cracks become channels for His glory. The broken places are where His light enters most clearly. You are not less because you've been shattered, you are more. For what was once ordinary clay has now been touched by divine fire. Every wound you've endured has become a doorway to revelation. The betrayal that broke your heart made room for discernment. The delay that tested your patience grew your endurance. The loneliness that once felt unbearable taught you to recognize His presence in the silence. Heaven uses what hurt you to heal you. The breaking has been heaven's most intimate classroom, teaching you to trust beyond what you can see. You asked for strength, and God gave you struggle. You prayed for wisdom, and He gave you waiting. You asked for faith, and He gave you storms to stand in. It may not have been what you wanted, but it has made you unshakable. The you that is emerging from this breaking is no longer fragile, no longer dependent on circumstances. You have learned to draw power from presence, not from outcomes. Chosen one, understand this sacred truth: what breaks in God's hands is never lost, it is reborn. When He allows something to fall apart, it is because He intends to rebuild it with eternal stability. The temporary must crumble so the eternal can rise. The same God who allowed the storm is the God who will use it to reveal your strength. You are not the victim of chaos. You are the vessel of transformation. In the silence of your breaking, heaven has been speaking. Every tear that fell became a language of surrender. Every cry in the night became a declaration of faith. You didn't realize it, but while you were falling apart, you were also falling into grace. The breaking forced you to depend on God alone, and in that dependence, you discovered who you really are, a chosen instrument of divine glory, as it is declared in the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 10. See, I have refined you. Though not as silver, I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. These ancient words describe your exact moment. You have been tested in the furnace, not abandoned in it. The fire was never meant to destroy you. It was designed to define you. Every spark, every heat, every ache had purpose. When you come out of this refining, the reflection that remains will not be who you used to be, but who God has always seen in you. Chosen one. The breaking has awakened something eternal within you. You can sense it in inner stillness, a quiet authority that was born in pain but matured in peace. You no longer fear what you've been through because you understand what it produced. The breaking stripped you, but it also strengthened you. It emptied you of fear so you could be filled with faith. You are not merely surviving, you are transforming. Soon, you will look back on this season with gratitude. What once felt like chaos will reveal its divine order. You will realize that every shattered dream was replaced with something sacred, something better, something that lasts. Heaven's fingerprints are on every broken piece. You are being restored in ways you cannot yet perceive. But soon you will see it clearly. The breaking was not the end, but the unveiling of purpose. Chosen one. While the world sleeps, heaven rearranges. When you think nothing is moving, everything is shifting in the unseen. God is positioning people, conversations, and opportunities like pieces on a divine chessboard. The delays, the detours, the disappointments, each one has been an invisible hand moving you closer to your promise. You have not been forgotten. You have been strategically aligned. There are seasons when you can feel heaven's movement clearly, and there are seasons when it feels like silence, but silence is never stillness. Like a seed buried in the dark, you've been growing roots beneath the soil. The very soil that once felt like suffocation has become your sanctuary. Every hidden moment, every unseen prayer has strengthened your foundation. And now, heaven is bringing everything together. You are entering alignment, a divine intersection where purpose meets timing and destiny meets obedience. You see, divine alignment doesn't always arrive with noise or light. Sometimes it comes quietly, through the smallest nudges in your spirit, an unexpected opportunity, a word that resonates deeply, a door that suddenly opens without effort. It's the invisible evidence that heaven has remembered you. Everything that seemed random was rehearsed. Everything that felt delayed was destined, chosen one. God is not only preparing a table for you, He's positioning you for the table itself. You are being moved into divine spaces where your anointing will be recognized, where your voice will carry authority, where your story will unlock healing in others. People who once overlooked you will now seek your wisdom. The favor that was hidden will become visible. The wilderness has not been wasted, it has been your launching ground. And yet, divine alignment requires stillness. You cannot force what heaven is orchestrating. You must trust the timing, even when you don't understand the tempo. The alignment that's coming is not about striving, it's about surrender. You are not being asked to push harder. You are being invited to flow. Like a river that bends around rocks yet never loses its direction. Your journey has been winding but never wasted. Every turn has taught you trust. Every pause has taught you peace. Chosen one, heaven has been repositioning you away from chaos and into clarity. People who drained your spirit have been quietly removed. Environments that no longer matched your frequency have been closed. What once rejected you was actually redirecting you toward divine fit. God has been protecting your placement. You are not where you used to be because you no longer belong there. The door that slammed shut was grace disguised as loss. You are walking into rooms your name has been spoken in for months, perhaps years before you arrived. There are people who will bless you without knowing why. Favor that will find you without you chasing it. This is not luck. This is alignment. This is the heaven you trusted in private is about to reward you in public. Stay humble. Stay ready. Stay aligned. As the ancient words remind us in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. You see, chosen one, every heartbreak, every missed chance, every unanswered prayer was never wasted, it was woven. God has been stitching your life like a tapestry. From the back, it looked messy, tangled, chaotic. But when He turns it around, you will see beauty, order, and divine intention. What you thought was random pain was precise preparation. And as heaven aligns the path ahead, remember this divine work often flows through human hands. Just as a lamp needs oil to keep burning, this message, this light shines brighter when hearts like yours keep it alive. If this word has touched you, consider being part of the fire that fuels it forward. When you help it reach another soul who's praying for confirmation. When you share, you become a messenger of hope to someone standing at their breaking point. When you subscribe, you stay connected to this river of revelation, ensuring your spirit is continually refreshed. And if your heart feels led to donate, do it not out of obligation, but out of overflow. Every seed sown keeps the flame burning, helping this message reach further into the darkness that so many still dwell in. Your support is not a transaction, it's partnership with purpose. Just as Moses needed Aaron to lift his arms when he grew weary, this mission needs your hands, your prayers, your faith. You're not giving to a person, you are fueling a movement. Together, we ensure that every word heaven releases continues to ignite hearts, awaken faith, and remind the weary that God still speaks. So if this message has stirred something within you, take a moment, pause, breathe, and act as your spirit leads. Sometimes the smallest gestures, a click, a share, a quiet gift become the sparks that set revival in motion. You are part of something much bigger than this moment. The same God aligning your destiny is using you to align others with theirs. Chosen one, divine alignment is here. Trust it, rest in it, flow with it. Heaven is moving, and you are right where you need to be, no step behind, no breath too late. Every detail is falling into perfect place. You are not drifting, you are divinely directed. Chosen one. There comes a moment when time and eternity collide, when what heaven has spoken begins to take shape before your eyes. That moment is now. You are standing at the intersection of obedience and prophecy, where divine timing meets your surrendered heart. You have waited, trusted, and endured. And now the alignment that was once unseen is becoming visible. What was delayed is now being delivered. Every step you've taken, even the ones that felt uncertain, has brought you to this exact point. Nothing was wasted. Every no was divine redirection. Every closed door was heaven's way of preparing you for the right one. You are stepping into a divine moment where everything begins to make sense, not all at once, but piece by piece. As revelation unfolds in perfect rhythm, you can feel it, the atmosphere is changing. What once resisted you now recognizes you. This is the moment of divine intersection, where your path meets God's promise. The waiting season prepared you to recognize it. When heaven's clock strikes your hour, everything that was once impossible suddenly becomes inevitable. The people, places, and opportunities that once seemed out of reach will start to move toward you as if drawn by invisible strings. That's not coincidence, it's coordination. Heaven's timing is never early, never late, it's always precise. Chosen one. This intersection requires discernment. When divine opportunity arrives, it rarely shouts, it whispers. You must listen with your spirit, not your senses. The signs are subtle but certain, a peace that defies logic, a door that opens effortlessly, a confirmation that stirs your heart before your mind understands it. These are the footprints of God, marking the path you are to follow. And yet, divine intersection is not about convenience, it's about obedience. You cannot carry yesterday's hesitation into today's opportunity. The reason this moment feels different is because it is different. The same faith that carried you through waiting must now carry you through walking. You are being called to step boldly, even when you can't see the full picture. Heaven never shows the entire staircase, only the next step. You have been faithful in the silence, and now the sound of movement is beginning. You can sense it, the stirring in your spirit, the acceleration around you. God is placing you exactly where you need to be, connecting you with people whose spirits align with yours. There are conversations waiting to happen that will shift your direction forever. There are divine appointments arranged by hands you cannot see. Trust the leading, even when it feels unfamiliar. Do not second-guess what heaven is confirming. You've been prepared for this. The very moments that once broke you now become your bridge. The lessons that once hurt you now become your wisdom. You have graduated from waiting to walking, from survival to stewardship. The dream that once felt distant is now within reach, and all heaven is leaning in to watch you step forward. As it is written in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. It will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not delay." These words echo through eternity into your very present. The appointed time is not coming, it has arrived. What you've carried in your spirit is now crossing into reality. What once lived only in prayer will now live in your hands. The tears you sowed in faith are about to meet the harvest of fulfillment. You are standing in a divine collision of promise and presence. Chosen one, this is your confirmation. The delay was divine protection. The detours were sacred training. Every setback has been secretly setting you up for this very moment. You are not about to enter destiny, you are already in it. The air around you carries the fragrance of new beginnings. You are stepping into a season where suddenly will become your new normal. Miracles will not be occasional, they will be continuous. But remember, this divine intersection is not a finish line, it's a threshold. God is not just blessing you, He is commissioning you. Every miracle that unfolds through you will ripple into the lives of others. You will become a carrier of alignment, a vessel through which others find their divine moment. Your obedience now will open doors for generations after you. So pause here for a moment. Feel the weight of what heaven is doing. This is not another passing word, it is a confirmation of divine movement. Heaven is whispering, now, the season has shifted, and you must move with it. Trust that your feet are anointed to walk where grace leads. Chosen one, the intersection has arrived. The signs are clear and the time is now. You are standing in the place where prophecy meets manifestation, where prayer meets fulfillment. Heaven's hand is upon you, guiding each step, ensuring that nothing, no delay, no doubt, no distraction can stop what has already begun. Move forward with holy confidence, for this divine moment will never pass you by again. Chosen one, you have learned to hear the thunder of heaven, but now you must learn to recognize its whisper. There are times when God speaks in signs and wonders, bold, unmistakable. But more often, He speaks in quiet, still tones that only the sensitive heart can detect. The wilderness you've walked through was never meant to silence you. It was meant to sharpen your hearing. You were being trained to discern the still, small voice that leads you when everything else becomes noise. In the chaos of the world, countless voices compete for your attention. The voice of fear tells you to run. The voice of pride tells you to prove yourself. The voice of doubt tells you to give up. But in the middle of that storm, there is another voice, gentle yet powerful, firm yet full of love. It is the voice that created light from darkness, peace from chaos, and life from dust. That voice has never stopped speaking. You only needed to be still enough to hear it. Chosen one, the wilderness was not punishment, it was preparation. God took you away from distraction so you could finally recognize His tone. In the silence, you learned to distinguish His whisper from your own thoughts. You discovered that His voice doesn't always sound like thunder. Sometimes it feels like conviction, peace, or a sudden knowing that settles in your spirit. Heaven was teaching you to hear beyond your ears, to listen with your heart. Chosen one, this is what maturity looks like, not in age, but in awareness. When you begin to sense His leading in the smallest details, you have entered intimacy. You no longer chase noise, you seek nearness. You no longer crave signs, you crave the presence behind them. The greatest proof of divine connection is peace, the deep assurance that even when everything outside is uncertain, everything inside is secure. That peace is the language of heaven, speaking louder than words. The voice of God is not always comfortable. It often challenges before it comforts, convicts before it confirms. It will call you to let go of things you love, to trust beyond what you can control, to walk paths that make no logical sense. But His voice never leads you astray. It doesn't manipulate or condemn, it guides and restores, and then it cuts through confusion, revealing truth with precision. As it was written in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 27, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." This verse is more than instruction, it is identity. You are not just a follower, you are known. To be known by heaven is to be marked, to be recognized in the unseen realm. God doesn't speak to everyone the same way. He speaks to you personally because your assignment is unique. His voice will sound different in your life than in another's, because your journey, your scars, and your spirit form a frequency that heaven knows well. Chosen one. The world will always try to drown out that voice. It will distract you with noise, urgency, and fear. But when you quiet your soul, you'll realize His presence was never far. The voice you once struggled to hear has been guiding you all along through the pauses, the pain, and the patience. Every wait was a word, every not yet was direction, every silence was a sentence written in trust. Learn to pause before reacting, listen before moving. Every next step you take must be born from instruction, not impulse. When you listen deeply, your discernment becomes sharper, and the enemy's lies lose their grip. You begin to sense when something is wrong before it manifests, when someone is sent by God or sent as distraction. That is the fruit of intimacy, clarity that cannot be counterfeited. Chosen one. The same voice that called your name before you were born is still speaking today. It speaks not only to guide, but to remind you that you are never alone. When fear whispers that you've lost your way, listen closer, the shepherd is near. When doubt clouds your path, tune your spirit to the frequency of faith. His voice is not found in chaos but in calm, not in crowds but in closeness. And as you continue this journey, let that still small voice lead you through every turn, every choice, every unknown. You don't need to shout to hear God, you need to still your heart. For those who walk closely with Him learn that the whisper of heaven carries more power than the loudest storm. Chosen one. You have fought battles that no one saw, endured storms that would have drowned others, Bamun, and yet you stand proof that heaven has been fighting for you all along. You have never been alone, not for a moment. While you were crying in the dark, angelic forces were standing guard. When the enemy plotted against your purpose, heaven sent reinforcements. You didn't survive by luck. You survived because divine protection surrounded you. Every tear you shed became a command in the unseen realm. Angels heard it, moved by the authority of heaven that rests upon your life. You may not see them, but they have walked beside you through every valley, fought unseen wars on your behalf, and intercepted arrows meant to wound you. There were battles that should have taken you out, yet somehow, you made it through. That somehow was God's mercy. That survival was not coincidence, it was covenant. You are not fighting alone, chosen one, chosen. The invisible realm is alive with activity, and you are not a spectator in it. You are the reason for it. There are angels assigned to your name, guardians who know the sound of your voice. They respond when you pray, when you worship, when you simply whisper, help. Heaven's armies move at divine command, surrounding you like walls of fire. Though you may feel outnumbered, you are never outpowered. Sometimes you wonder why you are still standing when others who walked the same path fell away. It's because grace has been your shield. Heaven did not remove the storm. It anchored you within it. You thought you were holding on, but truthfully, grace was holding you. Every day you got up when you didn't feel like it. Every time you chose to believe again when doubt screamed louder, that was the evidence of divine strength at work. Chosen one. There have been moments when you felt overwhelmed by darkness. You questioned, where is God in all of this? Yet the same God who parted the Red Sea has been parting invisible waters for you. Every time danger came near, heaven drew a line and said, no further. Every time despair tried to drown you, hope reached out its hand. You have been carried, covered, and kept more times than you know. The truth is, you were never meant to fight in your own strength. You are part of a kingdom that never loses. The forces of darkness tremble not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. When your feet touch the ground in prayer, the atmosphere shifts. When you open your mouth to speak truth, hell loses ground. You are not just a believer, you are a battlefield in motion. Light walks with you and power flows through you. Heaven's army surrounds you. Chosen one, do not fear the opposition you see. The presence of resistance only proves that something valuable is being protected. The enemy doesn't waste energy on the ordinary, he attacks what carries divine potential. The warfare intensifies because heaven's promise is near. But lift your eyes beyond the visible. The hosts of heaven outnumber every force that comes against you. You may feel surrounded, but in truth, the enemy is encircled by God. As it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. These words are not ancient poetry, they are divine decree. They declare your reality. Every path you walk, every place you tread is covered by angelic watch. You are protected, even when unaware. The car that didn't crash, the sickness that didn't spread, the decision that seemed small but saved your life, all were the result of heaven's unseen defense. You are surrounded by the supernatural. Every breath you take is evidence of victory. Every step forward is defiance against darkness. The enemy has tried to isolate you, to make you believe that you are fighting alone. But revelation breaks that lie now. You are encased in light, even in your weakest moments. Your spirit has been guarded. You have walked through fire and not been burned because heaven walks with you. The angels assigned to your life are not idle. They are active. Some fight battles you never knew existed. Others whisper peace when anxiety rises. Some push back storms, while others carry answers to your prayers. Heaven has not left you unarmed. You carry authority in your voice, and the hosts of heaven respond when you speak truth in faith. Chosen one, do not underestimate the power that stands with you. Every time you feel weary, remember that the weight of heaven rests behind your prayers. You are never outnumbered, never forsaken, never unprotected. Even when you walk through darkness, you are surrounded by light. You are a living miracle covered by mercy, encircled by angels. Chosen one. There are moments when heaven doesn't just speak to you, it speaks through you. This is one of those moments. The words you carry are not ordinary, they are charged with divine power. Every syllable that leaves your lips becomes a seed in the unseen realm, shaping outcomes, shifting atmospheres, and unlocking miracles. You have been entrusted with the authority of creation itself. Words that build, words that heal, words that align heaven's will on earth. Your voice is not just sound, it is spirit in motion. That is why the enemy has tried so hard to silence you. He fears what happens when you open your mouth in faith. He knows that your declarations carry weight, that your agreement with heaven can break chains no sword could ever cut. You have underestimated the weapon that lives in your mouth, but heaven never has. Every time you spoke truth in the face of fear, heaven recorded it as victory. Chosen one, it's time to activate your authority again. No more speaking from pain, speak from power. The wilderness taught you endurance, but this season requires expression. You cannot stay silent when the word of God burns within you. You have the ability to shift things simply by speaking what God has already declared. The unseen waits for your voice. The miracle responds to your command. For too long, you've allowed your circumstances to dictate your declarations. But divine law works in reverse. Your declaration dictates your circumstance. You are a vessel of prophecy, not pity. When you speak with conviction, heaven recognizes its own echo and moves accordingly. That's why doubt is so dangerous, it distorts your voice. But faith restores it, amplifies it, gives it fire. Speak as one who has authority because you do. The Spirit of God is stirring within you even now, urging you to rise and release what's been locked inside. You've carried promises in silence, but heaven says it's time to speak them into life. Say what you've been afraid to say. Declare what seems impossible, and your words create the reality your faith envisioned. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. As it is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. These are not poetic metaphors, they are divine mechanics. The spiritual world responds to language. Every time you say, "I am chosen," heaven hears authorization. Every time you whisper, "I believe," the unseen begins to rearrange itself. Every time you speak the word over your life, angels move to fulfill it. You are not powerless. You are a walking declaration of divine purpose. Chosen one, don't let fear mute your authority. You have the right to speak healing over your body, peace over your home, and breakthrough over your life. Even when your voice shakes, speak. Faith is not silence, it's sound. The very breath you use to cry can be the breath you use to command change. Heaven doesn't respond to emotion, it responds to truth spoken in faith. There are words you must release today, words that will open locked doors, words that will command storms to still, words that will resurrect what's been declared dead. Speak them boldly, and speak them believing that heaven backs every syllable. You are not begging for miracles, you are birthing them. Chosen one, your voice carries the same creative essence that spoke galaxies into being. The same spirit that hovered over the waters now hovers over your words, waiting for you to speak light into your darkness. This is the time to activate it, to release what has been silenced too long. You cannot fight spiritual battles with physical weapons. Your weapon is your word. Every time you declare truth, you strike at the roots of deception. Now, as a prophetic act of agreement, type "Speak Life" in the comments below. Not as a phrase, but as a decree. When you write it, you're not just responding, you're releasing. You are affirming that from this moment forward, your mouth will no longer echo fear, but faith. You will no longer speak from your wound, but from your wisdom. Speak life means you choose creation over complaint, faith over fear, and destiny over despair. Let this be the moment your words shift from reaction to revelation. Every sentence that comes from your lips carries an assignment. Speak blessing, and you plant seeds of breakthrough. Speak truth, and lies lose their grip. Speak life, and heaven rushes in to breathe through your sound. Chosen one, never forget the world you experience tomorrow is built by the words you speak today. You are not waiting for power. You are walking in it. You are not praying for change. You are commanding it. Heaven's language has found its echo in you. So open your mouth and release what's inside. Speak peace into chaos. Speak victory over fear. Speak destiny into delay. The power that raised the dead, the word that formed creation, now flows through you. The sound of your obedience will echo in eternity. You were never meant to whisper when heaven called you to declare, "Chosen one." There are moments when everything around you seems still, but in the stillness, heaven is at work. The atmosphere around your life is shifting, aligning, transforming in ways your eyes cannot yet perceive. You have prayed, waited, and endured, and now heaven begins to move in response to your obedience. The atmosphere is changing not because you forced it, but because your faith has matured to the point that heaven can trust you with manifestation. This is the power of alignment when your heart beats in rhythm with God's will. Everything around you must respond. Doors open without knocking. Mountains move without shouting. The impossible bows quietly before the one who believes. The spiritual realm recognizes authority, and you, chosen one, have been clothed in divine authority through the furnace of endurance. You are no longer walking aimlessly. You are walking atmospherically. Wherever you go, peace follows. Your words carry light. Your presence brings calm to chaos. That's not pride, it's placement. Heaven has positioned you as a carrier of atmosphere, a vessel through which divine order re-enters the world. Your life is becoming a sound wave of heaven, echoing through every room you step into. The shifting of the atmosphere doesn't always come with thunder and lightning. Sometimes, it comes through quiet obedience, choosing peace instead of panic, compassion instead of criticism, prayer instead of complaint. You are learning that the power to transform a moment lies not in volume, but in vibration. When your spirit aligns with heaven, even your silence becomes a command. As it is written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 18. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed. These are not metaphors, they are mechanics. You have been given authority to set atmospheres in motion. When you pray, the invisible listens. When you speak, the unseen obeys. When you worship, the weight of heaven descends. The world around you bends to the frequency of your faith. That is why, chosen one, you must be mindful of what you release. Words shape weather, worship shapes worlds. You may not realize it, but you are a walking sanctuary. The places you tread become sacred because of what you carry. Your home, your workplace, your relationships, all are influenced by the spiritual climate you sustain. The way you love, forgive, speak, and act are instruments that tune the atmosphere. Heaven trusts you to be a thermostat, not a thermometer to shift temperature, not just reflect it. And as this divine shift unfolds, understand something deeper. You are not just the receiver of atmosphere, you are the creator of it. Heaven flows through you, but for that flow to continue, the vessel must remain open, surrendered, and supported. Light needs oil to keep burning, and messages like these are vessels of that light. If this word has stirred something in your soul, consider keeping the oil flowing. When you like, you're not merely reacting, you're strengthening the signal of light across digital darkness. Each share is a ripple, a divine echo that carries hope to hearts still fighting silence. When you subscribe, you plant yourself near the stream, ensuring you never miss the next wave of what heaven wants to release into your life. And when you donate, if your heart feels led, it is not payment, it is participation. You are pouring oil into the lamp so that the flame never fades. Think of it this way when rain falls. It does not choose where to land, it blesses everything beneath it. Your act of generosity, however small, becomes like rain. Somewhere, Someone weary will encounter the very word you help send forth. Together we create a chain of divine connection, each link a heartbeat of faith keeping heaven's voice alive in the earth. This calling isn't sustained by one, it's carried by many, like an orchestra that requires many instruments to create harmony. This mission breathes through collective hearts. Every engagement, every act of faith, every offering of love helps the sound of truth resonate farther. You are not a listener alone. You are part of the melody heaven is composing right now. Chosen one. The atmosphere around your life is responding to you because you have chosen alignment. And as you give, share, and support, you become part of something larger, something eternal. You are helping the voice of heaven echo through the noise of the world, ensuring that those who wander in darkness can still find the light. So as you breathe in this truth, know this: you are a living signal of heaven's frequency. Your faith is magnetic, your obedience contagious, and your generosity eternal. The atmosphere is shifting, not just around you, but through you. Heaven is breathing through your life, and everything that touches you will begin to feel it too. Chosen one, every tear you have cried has been a prayer in disguise. What the world saw as sorrow, heaven recognized as strength. You have been through valleys that few could walk through and still keep their faith intact. You have wrestled with despair, yet even in your breaking you held on to belief. The nights that felt endless were the very hours when heaven was recording your faithfulness. The tears you thought fell unseen became divine ink, writing your testimony. Every prayer whispered through trembling lips was not lost. Heaven bottles tears because they are more powerful than words. Your pain has a voice, and it speaks directly to the heart of God. The very emotions that made you feel weak have become sacred instruments of warfare. You did not know that your weeping was shifting the atmosphere, that your sighs were summoning strength. But they were. Heaven turned sorrow into strategy. Chosen one, your tears were never a sign of defeat, they were evidence of surrender. There is a kind of power that only comes from breaking, a kind of clarity that only pain can teach. When your eyes blurred with tears, your heart learned to see what sight could not. You learned to feel heaven even when you couldn't see it. You learned to stand when standing made no sense. You learned that brokenness is not a failure, it's a doorway. Through your weeping, your spirit was purified, pain stripped away pretense and pride until only truth remained. You came face to face with your own humanity and realized it was not weakness to cry, it was worship. Every tear you offered in faith was a seed planted in eternity. The harvest is coming, and it will not resemble your sorrow. It will overflow with joy. You will see what you prayed for in the dark manifest in the light. Chosen one, you are walking proof that grief can become glory. The things that once crushed you now carry you. The heartbreak that once silenced you has become the rhythm of your intercession. You don't pray like you used to because now you pray from experience, not expectation. You have been forged into a weapon of compassion, someone who can comfort others with the same comfort that once held you. There were nights when your pillow caught your prayers. Heaven heard every one of them. The ache you carried has not gone unnoticed. God has been turning those cries into songs, your weakness into worship, your mourning into movement. Every moment you thought you were losing strength, grace was gathering behind the scene. You didn't realize it, but your tears watered your next season, as it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 126, verse 5. Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. This is not poetic comfort, it is a spiritual law. Every tear carries the potential for transformation. When you weep with hope, You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. Heaven cannot ignore a heart that cries in faith. The soil of your suffering has become the fertile ground for divine manifestation. You will not end in the same pain you started in. What once bled will soon bloom. Chosen one, you are entering a season where what once caused tears will now cause laughter. The same hands that allowed your breaking are now preparing your blessing. You are transitioning from weeping to warfare, from mourning to manifestation. The tears were the price of your training, the evidence that you stayed when others ran. And now, you will see joy rush in like morning light after a long night of shadows. Understand this: heaven never wastes pain. God is too intentional to let your sorrow exist without purpose. The moments that shattered you are being redeemed in ways your mind cannot yet comprehend. You will one day thank God not only for what He gave, but for what He took away. The removal was protection. The delay was direction. Every ache was the chisel of the sculptor shaping you into a vessel that can carry glory. You are no longer just a survivor, you are an intercessor. The pain that once threatened to destroy you has become the fire that fuels your purpose. You are dangerous to darkness now, not because you are perfect, but because you have learned how to worship through wounds. You have learned how to find God in the places where you once felt abandoned. So walk forward with quiet strength. Let your scars tell stories of endurance. Let your voice carry the melody of someone who has seen both ashes and beauty. You are the living proof that weeping may endure for a night, but joy divine, unstoppable joy comes in the morning. Heaven is not done with your story, it is only turning the page. Chosen one. There comes a sacred moment in every believer's journey when heaven begins to echo back the words once spoken in faith. That moment has arrived for you. You are stepping into the realm of confirmation where the unseen begins to manifest, where whispers from God become visible signs in your world. Everything that once seemed uncertain is aligning with divine clarity. Heaven is not silent anymore. It is speaking your name aloud. You have carried promises through seasons of silence, holding on when logic said let go. You walked by faith when sight failed you. And though there were times you questioned if you had heard correctly, the signs now surround you. Coincidences that aren't coincidences. Conversations that confirm what you once only sensed. Doors opening exactly where you had dreamed they might. These are not accidents, they are alignments. The hand of God has been at work, writing visible proof into the chapters of your life. Every delay was a setup. Every not yet was a divine soon. What was whispered in your spirit in darkness is being revealed in the light. The pieces are finally fitting together. You are not imagining it. Chosen one, you are witnessing prophecy unfold before your eyes. It is often said that faith is believing without seeing. But there comes a moment after the testing when faith gives birth to sight. You are entering that moment now. The prayers you prayed years ago are beginning to rise like morning mist, forming visible clouds of fulfillment. You are standing in the threshold of testimony. Heaven is confirming that you heard right, that you waited well, and that you trusted when trust was hardest. The confirmation comes not only through external signs, but through internal peace. That deep knowing that needs no explanation. That calm that comes without reason, that is the Holy Spirit affirming your steps. You may not have seen angels appear or thunder from the sky, but you feel it, the weight of divine assurance resting over your heart. That stillness is your sign. Chosen one. Every time you doubted, God smiled with understanding, for He knew this day would come. The journey was never about whether He could do it. It was about preparing you to carry it. Miracles are heavy, they require maturity to sustain. You have been refined so that when the promise arrives, it does not crush you but crowns you. The waiting strengthened your hands for what you are now ready to hold. Look around you. The signs are everywhere. The same people who once questioned your faith are now asking for your advice. The situations that once felt like endings are now birthing new beginnings. The relationships that fell away were replaced with ones rooted in divine purpose. The timing is too precise. The patterns too intentional. This is heaven's handwriting on your life, writing, as it is written in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. These words are not just instruction, they are invitation. Heaven is telling you to record what you see now, because your story will become someone else's confirmation. The signs you're witnessing are not just for your reassurance, they are for the generations that follow your faith. Document the miracles. Mark the moments. Speak the testimonies, because what God is doing for you will echo through others. Chosen one. This is your season to recognize divine patterns. The numbers you keep seeing, the timing of certain encounters, the peace that follows particular decisions, these are all confirmations that heaven is guiding your path. You are not wandering. You are being led. The confusion you once carried is dissolving under the light of revelation. The fog is lifting, and direction is appearing with precision. But hear this truth. Confirmation is not conclusion. God is not finished just because He's proving His faithfulness. He's revealing that this miracle was never random, it was always written. You have stepped into alignment, but alignment is only the beginning of acceleration. Heaven confirms not to end a chapter, but to prepare you for the next. You are standing in the now of God's plan, the very intersection where what was promised and what is happening become one. There's no more wondering if it's happening. The word that hovered over your life has found its moment. You no longer carry prophecy, you walk in fulfillment. And now, chosen one, let this truth sink deep into your spirit. Heaven has confirmed your obedience, your patience, your endurance. The signs you've been noticing are not imagination, they are invitation. You are being called deeper, to live in constant awareness of divine direction. If this word resonates within you, if you feel heaven confirming what your heart already knew, mark this holy moment as your agreement. Type 333 in the comments below, a symbol of divine completion and heavenly confirmation. Let it be your public amen, your act of faith that says, I see it, I receive it, I walk in it. By writing that number, you are acknowledging that the season of guessing has ended and the season of knowing has begun. You are declaring that the signs are clear and the promise is unfolding. Heaven hears agreement, and when you respond, you participate in what God is revealing. So step forward, chosen one. The signs are real. The word is alive. The promise is here. Heaven has confirmed it. Your miracle is no longer coming. It has arrived. Chosen one. The closer you move toward your breakthrough, the more the resistance intensifies. The spiritual atmosphere around you begins to shake because what has been hidden is about to be revealed. The unseen battle you've been sensing is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of proximity. When heaven's promise nears fulfillment, the adversary launches his final assault to convince you to quit just before you win. You may have noticed the sudden heaviness, the unexpected delays, the voices of doubt whispering louder than before. But understand this truth: pressure always increases before release. It's the law of birth, both in the natural and the spiritual. The greater the glory about to be revealed, the greater the warfare that precedes it. Do not confuse opposition with abandonment. You are not being punished. You are being protected while power is being transferred. Chosen one, when you feel the resistance rising, know that heaven is closer than it has ever been. The unseen battle raging around you is not about your past. It's about your potential. The enemy sees what's coming and he fears it. Every attempt to distract you, to drain you, to discourage you is meant to delay destiny. But you have grown too wise for his tactics. You've walked through too much to fall for the same deception twice. You must remember this battles are proof of blessing. The enemy doesn't fight the empty, he fights the anointed. If your life has felt under siege, it is because heaven's mark upon you is too visible for hell to ignore. But you are not fighting alone. The same angels who guarded you in seasons of stillness are now warring beside you in seasons of warfare. Every attack has already been anticipated by God, and provision has already been made for your victory. The battle you face is not external, it is internal. The war is between what you see and what you know, between the fear that screams and the faith that whispers. The fight is not to destroy you, but to determine your focus. If the enemy can't stop your destiny, he'll try to distract you from it. That's why this battle feels personal. It's targeted at your peace. He knows if he can take your peace, he can silence your perception. But you must hold your ground. Chosen one, don't be deceived by the intensity of the storm. The storm is not evidence of God's absence, it's evidence of his arrival. Heaven often approaches in the form of turbulence. When the waves rise, it means something is being carried toward you. The shaking is not your downfall, it's your delivery. God is shaking loose what no longer belongs to you so that only what is divine remains. As it is written in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. This scripture pulls back the curtain of the invisible world, reminding you that your real enemy is not the people, not the circumstances, not even the setbacks, it is the spirit behind them. The warfare is spiritual because your assignment is spiritual. What you carry threatens systems of darkness, and that is why you have been targeted. But take heart, for the same power that raised Christ from the dead lives within you. You are not outnumbered. You are outmatched only in the eyes of those who cannot see who fights beside you. Chosen one, remember your training. You have learned to stand when others fled, to worship when others complained, to believe when others doubted. Those lessons were not wasted, they were weapons forged in the fire. You now carry authority in your prayers, weight in your words, and strength in your silence. The very pain that once paralyzed you has become your preparation for victory. The enemy fears your persistence because persistence proves possession. The longer you stand, the clearer it becomes that what God gave you cannot be taken. This is why the pressure intensifies now, because you are too close. The final battle before breakthrough is always the fiercest, but beyond the resistance lies release. And once heaven opens the gate, nothing in creation can close it again. Chosen one, your task now is to remain anchored. Do not engage every distraction that demands attention. Not every conflict deserves your energy. Your peace is your proof of victory. Guard it like treasure. Speak less, pray more, react less, rest more. The greatest warriors are not those who always fight, they are those who know when to stand still and let heaven strike for them. This unseen battle is birthing unseen strength. When the smoke clears, you will not only have survived, you will have advanced. The enemy's last attempt will become God's final demonstration. You are being positioned for triumph, not trial. You are walking through the valley of warfare, but victory is waiting on the other side. So hold steady, chosen one. Keep your armor secure and your gaze fixed. The war is almost over, and heaven's banner is already rising in your favor. What you feel as resistance is the rumble of redemption. What seems like pressure is prophecy unfolding. You are not losing, you are lasting. And those who endure this kind of battle do not emerge empty, they emerge crowned. Chosen one. There comes a time in every divine journey when the greatest act of faith is not moving forward but standing still. You have prayed, you have fought, you have waited, and now heaven is whispering, "Be still." The battlefield has grown quiet, not because the war has ended, but because heaven has taken command. You are no longer being asked to strive, you are being invited to trust. The silence before victory is often the loudest test of all. You have carried strength through storms, courage through conflict, and hope through heartbreak. Yet this moment requires something deeper, a stillness born from surrender. Standing firm is not the same as standing idle. It means choosing trust when logic fails, choosing peace when panic rises, choosing to believe even when sight offers no proof. It is one of the hardest lessons of faith, learning to let God fight while you stand in obedience. There is a beauty in this stillness. It is not the stillness of defeat, but the stillness of confidence. You stand not because you have no power left, but because you have realized that your power is not what wins battles. The same God who parted the sea for Moses and silenced lions for Daniel now stands in front of you. He does not need your striving, he needs your stillness. He is fighting battles beyond your vision, arranging outcomes beyond your comprehension. Chosen one, the temptation in this season will be to move too soon. You will feel the pull to act out of anxiety, to fix what only faith can finish, but remember, impatience is the enemy of divine timing. Every unfinished thread in your story is being woven by unseen hands. God is not late, he is layering perfection upon precision. While you wait, heaven is at work. What feels like delay is often the choreography of miracles being set in motion. As the wind stills before the dawn, so your spirit must quiet before manifestation. The moment you stop striving is the moment heaven accelerates. Every attempt to force what only faith can birth becomes friction against divine flow. Let go of control. The one who holds the universe can handle your details. You are not forgotten, you are being fortified. Stillness is not weakness, it is worship. Chosen one, the greatest evidence of maturity is peace in waiting. When you no longer demand answers but trust the author, you have stepped into spiritual adulthood. The enemy thrives on agitation, but peace is his defeat. When you rest in the promise, you take away his weapon. You disarm fear by refusing to feed it. You silence chaos by choosing calm. The battlefield shifts when the believer decides to rest in victory instead of wrestling for it. As it is declared in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." This verse is not passive, it is prophetic. It declares that your silence in faith is louder than 1,000 words of worry. It proclaims that God's might is magnified in your surrender. Every time you resist the urge to panic, heaven moves a step closer to fulfillment. Every time you choose prayer over reaction, you reinforce the walls of victory around you. Think of a seed buried underground. It does not struggle to grow, it simply rests where it was planted. It trusts the soil, the sun, the season. In stillness, it begins to transform. Roots deepen in silence, and fruit forms in time. So it is with you. You are not buried, you are planted. The pressure of waiting is not confinement, it is cultivation. In hiddenness, your strength matures. In stillness, your roots take hold. The hardest command is often the simplest: stand still and see. But standing still requires courage, for it means surrendering the illusion of control. You cannot rush what heaven is perfecting. The hand that parted the sea is parting your obstacles even now. The way is being made, the enemy is being silenced, and soon you will walk across what once seemed impossible. Chosen one, remember how far you've come. You did not survive by accident. You have been guided by divine wisdom even when you didn't recognize it. Every wrong turn became redirection. Every closed door became protection. Now, you stand on sacred ground, the space between battle and blessing, between effort and evidence. There is nothing left for you to prove. The weapons you needed have already been forged in previous fires. This moment is not about doing, it is about being still, being present, being faithful. The stillness that feels like waiting is actually worship in motion. Faith held steady against the current of fear. And when the moment comes, when the cloud lifts, when the sea opens, when the way clears, you will know that victory came not through striving, but through surrender. You will understand that stillness was the sword all along. For while you stood, God fought. While you waited, heaven worked. While you were silent, the walls fell. Chosen one, stand still. Do not rush what is holy. The noise around you will soon fade, and the promise will rise from the silence. Victory is already written. You are simply waiting for your eyes to see what your spirit already knows. The Lord is fighting for you. Stay still, stay steady, stay certain. The next sound you hear will not be battle, it will be breakthrough. Chosen one, the long night is lifting, and what you carried in secret, the weight, the prayer, the silent ache is beginning to unfold in the open. Heaven is moving swiftly now, and what once seemed unreachable is rushing toward you. You have endured the refining, survived the testing, and stood through the stillness. Now the promise is awakening. What was hidden beneath layers of delay is breaking through the surface. The unstoppable miracle you were born for is beginning to bloom. There is a sound that only heaven makes when breakthrough comes. It is not loud, but it carries authority. It is the sound of chains unlocking, of burdens falling, of hearts being restored. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit recognizes it. The pressure that once felt unbearable is suddenly lifting. The doors that seemed locked are opening with quiet ease. The path ahead, once fogged by uncertainty, is becoming clear as light spills across it. You are not witnessing coincidence. You are witnessing fulfillment. This is the divine acceleration that comes when patience has completed its work. Heaven has turned its gaze toward you, and everything begins to respond. The promises you thought were delayed are being fast-tracked. The favor that felt distant is now within reach. The miracle is no longer forming, it is manifesting. Chosen one. This is what it feels like when divine timing catches up to destiny. The walls that confined you are falling, not through force, but through faith. The same faith that kept you standing through drought is now summoning rain. Every dry season prepared the soil for this abundance. Every unanswered prayer was not silence, it was saturation. Heaven has been watering your roots beneath the surface, and now the garden of your obedience bursts into color. As it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. These words are not merely protection, they are proclamation. They declare that the weapons forged against you will fail, not because they do not exist, but because you have outlasted their purpose. What once aimed to wound you has become the very reason you rise stronger. Every attack has been absorbed and turned into anointing. The wounds of yesterday have become the wings of today. Chosen one. Take a moment to breathe this truth in. The battle is over. The results are being revealed. Heaven has not forgotten a single prayer you whispered through tears. Every promise is arriving on schedule. The miracle you thought was impossible is now unfolding naturally, as if it had been waiting for you to be ready. And you are ready. The preparation was long because the promise is large. Now that the miracle has found you, don't hide the light it brings. Let others see the glory that comes from endurance. Your story carries a fragrance of hope that can awaken weary hearts. Someone is watching your transformation right now and realizing that faith works, that God still moves. You have become the testimony you once prayed for, and as you stand in this moment of manifestation, remember, light spreads when it's shared. When you like this message, it's not vanity, it's visibility. It helps the words of life reach those scrolling through shadows, searching for proof that heaven still hears. When you share, you become the bridge that carries hope into another home. You never know whose midnight this message might illuminate. When you subscribe, you're not joining a list. You're joining a movement. You're choosing to stay close to the voice that keeps your spirit aligned when the world grows loud. And if you ever feel led to donate, understand this: it's not a transaction, it's transformation. You're adding oil to the lamp that lights paths across the earth, ensuring that voices of truth keep rising in a world drowning in noise. Your support, your engagement is the ripple that turns into revival. Every heart that connects here becomes a spark in a greater flame. Together, we are building a sanctuary of sound words that heal, truths that lift, hope that multiplies. So, chosen one, pause for a moment. Reflect on what you've endured and what you now hold. The miracle before you is the proof that God wastes nothing, not your pain, not your patience, not your prayers. Let gratitude overflow. Let your heart respond to heaven's faithfulness. And when you leave your comment below, let it be your testimony, an offering of words that says, "I've seen His hand, and I am thankful." You are the living evidence of divine victory. You are walking in what once only existed in faith. The unstoppable miracle has arrived, and it cannot be reversed. Heaven's fingerprint is on your life, and the glory ahead will only grow brighter from here. Chosen one. There are moments when heaven's silence breaks into song, when you realize that everything you endured was leading to this. The season you are stepping into is not one of survival, but of significance. You are crossing the invisible threshold from struggle to strength, from uncertainty to clarity, from preparation to purpose. Heaven has crowned you quietly, and though the world may not yet see it, your spirit knows it. You carry a different weight now, the weight of glory. You are walking into this new chapter not as the person who once doubted, but as the one who endured. Every scar tells a story, and every story carries power. The fire that once burned you has become the flame that lights your way. The tears that once blurred your vision have cleared your sight. What once broke you has built you knit. You are not who you were. You are who you were becoming all along. This crowning is not made of gold or jewels, it is made of grace. Heaven's crown is not worn on the head but carried in the heart. It is the quiet assurance that you are walking in alignment, that your steps are being ordered by divine rhythm. The trials that once weighed you down have now become the proof of your endurance. You have been chosen, refined, and now revealed. You are not chasing purpose anymore. You are walking in it. Chosen one. When God crowns a person, He does not do it in secret to hide them, but to prepare them for unveiling. The favor resting upon you now will begin to manifest in unusual ways. The very places where you were rejected will call you back with honor. The people who dismissed you will witness the evidence of God's hand upon your life. Not because you need their validation, but because heaven delights in revealing its work publicly after it's been done privately. As it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 65, verse 11, "You crown the year with your goodness, and your paths overflow with abundance." This is not just a poetic blessing. It is the rhythm of your reality. Every step forward from here will carry the scent of goodness. Where there was scarcity, there will now be overflow. Where there was exhaustion, there will be ease. The crown of purpose does not remove challenges, but it transforms how you walk through them. You now move with peace that cannot be shaken and strength that cannot be stolen. Chosen one, understand this: being crowned in glory does not mean the absence of battle. It means the assurance of victory. The same faith that carried you through fire will now carry you through favor. Glory is weighty, it requires humility to bear it. You have learned this balance in the wilderness, and that is why heaven can now trust you with visibility. Your influence will not intoxicate you because your foundation is surrender. You have been promoted not in title but in trust. Heaven trusts you now with assignments that affect more than yourself. You have become a vessel of restoration, a channel through which God can touch others. The oil on your life was costly. It dripped from moments of breaking and surrender, but it will now flow to others who are still in their midnight seasons. You will carry light where darkness lingers. You will speak calm into chaos. Chosen one, do not underestimate the shift within you. You are walking differently because the yoke of yesterday has been replaced with the mantle of tomorrow. You will find doors opening not because you knock harder, but because your presence carries permission. Heaven recognizes its own, and the world responds to what heaven has marked. You are no longer striving for opportunities. Opportunities are finding you. And yet, in this rising, humility remains your crown's foundation. The greater your elevation, the deeper your dependence must become. Never forget the quiet places where God met you when no one else saw you. Those hidden moments are the reason you can stand now without wavering. Keep your crown anchored in gratitude, and it will never fall. You have become the reflection of redemption itself, proof that nothing is wasted in the hands of God. Every loss became lesson, every wound became wisdom, every detour became direction. You are living testimony that divine purpose always prevails. The light upon you now is not borrowed, it is born from within. Chosen one, step forward into your season of glory with reverence, not rush. The same hand that crowned you will continue to guide you. You have been marked not for comfort, but for calling, not to be admired, but to be assigned. Let your life become a beacon of grace for those still searching for theirs. The crown you wear cannot be removed, because it was not given by man, it was placed by God. You are walking proof that heaven completes what it begins. From ashes to oil, from sorrow to song, from brokenness to beauty, you have been crowned with goodness, and your steps now overflow with abundance. Chosen one, when God finishes his work in one season, he never leaves you where you began. Every trial, every tear, every lesson has led you to this final turning, your commissioning. You have not endured simply to survive. You have been refined to release. Heaven did not choose you merely to receive miracles, but to become one. You are stepping into the identity of a miracle carrier, one whose very presence shifts atmospheres and awakens hope in the hearts of others. This next chapter is not about personal triumph. It's about divine transfer. You have been entrusted with something that must flow outward. The miracles you have experienced are not meant to be stored but shared. Every lesson learned in pain is a key that unlocks freedom for someone else. Every scar on your soul is a doorway through which another will find deliverance. You carry answers that others have been praying for, simply because you refuse to quit. Chosen one, this calling is not light, it carries weight. But this time, the weight will not crush you, it will crown you. You will find yourself drawn to people, places, and moments where your words, your prayers, your simple presence ignite change. You will not always need to speak. Sometimes your peace will preach louder than any sermon. The same light that guided you through the dark will now flow from you into the world's hidden corners. Do not underestimate what heaven can do through a life fully surrendered. You are not being asked to be perfect, only to be available. The miracles you carry are not dependent on your strength, but on your willingness. Every time you say yes, heaven expands its reach through your obedience. This is how God works, through ordinary vessels made extraordinary by surrender. As it is written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 8, "Freely you have received, freely give." Those words are your mantle now. They are your mission statement. You have received grace freely, now release it freely. You have been shown mercy, now extend it. You have been lifted, now lift others. The flow of heaven is generosity, and as you pour out, more will always be poured in. You will never run dry, because you are no longer a reservoir. You are a river. Chosen one, and from this day forward, your life becomes an instrument of impartation. When you walk into a room, peace will follow. When you speak, wisdom will resonate. When you pray, walls will crumble. This is not about your ability. It's about divine presence resting upon you. You have become a living embassy of heaven on earth, a bridge between the seen and the unseen, carrying light into every shadow. But remember, to carry miracles is to carry responsibility. The oil of anointing must be guarded carefully. Protect your peace as you would a treasure chest. Keep your heart pure, your motives clean, your gaze steady. You cannot afford bitterness, for bitterness clogs the flow of blessing. You cannot afford pride, for pride pulls you out of alignment. Stay grounded in gratitude, and heaven will keep entrusting you with more. Chosen one, you are being sent not to impress, but to impact. There will be moments when you feel unworthy, when you question whether you are capable of carrying so much light. In those moments, remember this: the lamp does not generate its own flame, it simply holds the fire entrusted to it. You are that lamp, and the fire within you belongs to God. Your words, your touch, your kindness, they will become miracles in motion. Every encounter will carry eternal weight. You may not always see the outcome, but heaven will. Seeds will be planted, chains will be broken, and faith will awaken because you dared to carry what God placed in you. Chosen one. This commissioning marks not the end of your story, but the beginning of your service. You have crossed from receiving to releasing, from learning to leading. The world will not always understand the fire you carry, but those meant to encounter it will recognize it instantly. They will feel peace before you speak, hope before you explain, love before you reach out. Walk in this awareness with humility, with strength, with quiet authority. You are a miracle in motion, a vessel of restoration, a chosen one sent to remind the weary that God still moves. Wherever you go, go with light. Whatever you touch, let it grow. Whoever you meet, let them glimpse the face of grace through you. Heaven has written the word go over your life, not away from your past, but toward your purpose, not to escape what was, but to establish what is to come. You are a carrier of the divine, a bearer of blessing, and the evidence that miracles are not just events, they are people who walk, speak, and love like you. The scroll closes here. Chosen one, but your journey does not. You have walked through fire, stood in stillness, and risen in glory. What began as whispers has become revelation. What once broke you has now crowned you. The words you've heard are not endings, but beginnings, keys placed in your hands to unlock new doors of destiny. Heaven's light goes with you, surrounding every step, guiding every breath. If these words have spoken to the deepest parts of you, let them not fade into memory. Like this message as a way of saying, I receive it. When you share it, you extend light into another soul's night. Comment below your reflections, your gratitude, your testimony, or even a single word that captures what this journey has stirred within you. Every comment is a ripple of faith echoing across the world. And if your heart feels led, subscribe not just to a channel, but to the rhythm of heaven that keeps calling you higher. Stay connected, stay aware, stay chosen. The story continues every time a heart awakens, every time hope is shared. Heaven is still writing, and now, chosen one, the next chapter is yours to live.